Do 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 do. Oh wait, what? What is this? Cryptic nerf the rock salt? Oh my god. Oh my god, what am I gonna do? Lumberg! Lumberg, get in here. What are we gonna do? Cryptic nerf the rock salt. What do you mean? They nerfed it. They nerfed the rock salt. They actually did it. Call the Bobs? Shit, where's my phone? Bobs. Yeah, hey, it's Timmy down here in Timmy's Mastercraft Emporium. Yeah, yeah, I just heard the news. The rock salt is nerfed. It's nerfed. What do you want me to do? I'm an important businessman. I'm wearing a shirt and a tie right now. This is a $50 tie. Bob, come on. This is a $50 tie I'm wearing. I am an important businessman. I'm trying to run a master crafting ultimate workshop here. Yeah, cryptic nerf the rock salt. It's done. It's done. It's over with. What am I gonna do? Fantastic. Great. Great. I invested all this. Some fat guy on the internet told me in Mod 14 to invest everything I had in rock salt to quadruple my profits. Thanks, Bob. Thanks for the help. Thank you. Alrighty. Well, this is Timmy's Master Crafting Emporium. Guess we're gonna be having a foreclosure going out of business sale. Yeah, sorry, Longbird. I don't know what you want me to do, man. That's great. It's great. Welcome back, everyone. Garland here, bringing you another Neverwinter video. And today, on the discussion, we do have the matter of the rock salt nerf. So if you haven't heard yet, the rock salt has been officially nerfed. Now, a minor timeline here would be January 13th, 2019, console was still in Module 14, and I released a video advising everyone of a big ordeal. Now, if you didn't watch that video, there'll be a link in the description. You can go back in time and watch that video. Now, on Tuesday, January 15th, Mod 15 officially launched on console. Everyone was able to take advantage of the information that I provided. And here we are on January 24th, 2019, so a little over a week, and the method of the rock salt was actually nerfed. Now, I've been getting a ton of heated and hatred messages over my social media for the past 12 hours straight. There's a lot of hatred right now. Now, I just don't understand, because I told you guys that you needed to take advantage of this, as everyone knew this was going to get nerfed. This is not a big surprise to anyone. What is a big surprise, especially for me in particular, is how fast Cryptic Studios actually took action to nerf this. Maybe they already had it in the works and they just weren't able to get it into the launch. Maybe it did have something with the video that I did put out and it was brought to their attention, and that's how quickly they moved to fix it. I am absolutely impressed. Yes, you heard that right. I am actually impressed by the speed and the call to action that Cryptic Studios presented in fixing this. Now, does it suck? Yes, absolutely does suck for many people as well. If you did take my advice and you invested a great deal of money in assets into Rock Salt and Mod 14, you should have been farming the stuff as soon as Mod 15 went live to take full advantage of that. I was under the impression that this wouldn't be nerfed for at least a month, to be honest, maybe even 2 months, knowing Cryptic's past record and how fast they fix things in the game. Now, this was to a degree that I can see the urgency behind the studio's decision to actually fix this remotely quick. I mean, this was a pretty big deal, whether you believe that or not. This was a pretty big deal. We were simply printing money, right? If you took advantage of this on console in Mod 14 and brought over X amount of rock salt, and then, actually took that week and a half that you had and farmed as much as you could before it was actually nerfed, chances are you made a great deal of money before they actually nerfed it. Now, of course, Cryptic Studios, at the same time, this was a ninja nerf. Or if you want to call it a stealth nerf, or whatever terminology you want to use, this nerf was not actually included in the patch notes. They can't be upfront with us ever. It would have been fine. I don't see the reason why they couldn't put it in the patch notes. Hey, this is getting nerfed. We messed up and we're fixing it. Take the responsibility. You messed up. Take the responsibility, put it in the patch notes, give the players at least, a couple hours in advance maybe to farm the last bit that they can, because we all know the patch notes release sometimes a day in advance, sometimes hours in advance. So take the responsibility. Yes, we messed up. Put it in the patch notes. Give those players the opportunity to farm as much as they can before you actually do remedy your mistake. Now, that's fine. We've had stealth nerfs and ninja nerfs throughout this game, throughout the game's history. So that doesn't really surprise me that they didn't forewarn anyone of the change. But like I said, what actually does surprise me is the quickness and the call to action that they took against this in particular. And the funny thing is I'm going to show you guys here in a little bit that they only actually nerfed the rock salt and the quicksilver in this ninja nerf. All of the other materials that are in the same bracket as the rock salt, they actually left all of those alone, and I'll prove that here in a little bit. Now, like I said, I was getting a lot of hatred for the past 12 hours. Like, I am not kidding. Like, I have death threats right now, and this is nothing new to me. I've dealt with this for the past 3, almost 4 years that I've been on YouTube. But I mean, I've gotten messages where, like, they just simply say, I'm going to hunt you down and murder you and your family. I've gotten message that says, I am going to cut off your pee-pee. I've got message that says, I am going to do very bad things to you. You made me lose all this money. Blah, 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 blah. Listen, guys. Broskies. First of all, it's a video game. Okay? You guys need to just relax. Second of all, yes, it was a nerf. But I will prove to you guys that it's not actually as bad as everyone is making it out to seem. The sad thing is that you can still actually profit from this. It's not as great as the original charcoal method. Remember, this all started with charcoal and the PC community. Charcoal, the values were astronomical. Now, those changes never made it to console. So I released the information for the next best thing so the console community could take advantage of it. And I knew it was going to get nerfed. Everyone knew it was going to get nerfed. We just didn't know that it was going to actually happen this fast. So I'm not going to apologize for my actions. I simply give you guys information, and you can use that information to, take with it what you will. If you want to use the information and actually, do something with that, that is completely up to you. Like I mentioned in the funny intro that we did, I'm just a fat guy on the internet that knows a lot of stuff about this stupid game. Are you the type of person that takes stock advice from some guy on the internet? Like, I don't understand the IQ levels of some of the people that are sending me all these threats. Like, Seriously, dude, I would love to see their portfolio in real life. Well, judging by these people, they probably don't have a portfolio. They probably don't know about investing and the risks and rewards that you have to consider when investing in not only real life, but just virtual worlds, virtual games, virtual currency. There's always that risk versus reward factor. Like I said, we knew this was going to get nerfed, undoubtedly. Like it was, I don't want to say it was game breaking, but it was a significant thing that was going to, make a huge impact on the overall console economy. So, of course, it was going to get nerfed. It was just a matter of when is this actually going to get nerfed? Well, they did it in a week and a half. So, if you were lucky enough to farm as many guild marks as you could with the assets that you brought over, hey, congratulations. You took my advice, you profited from it, and you probably made a lot of money. Now, if you sat on it and didn't do it right away, well, yeah, now you're going to have the consequences. I am not by any means a financial advisor. I do a lot of investing in real life, and I know what I'm doing. And it's the same logic in any video game you play on how to play the market. But by all means, I am not a professional. I've stated that hundreds of times. If you would like to take the information that I provide you and do with it as you will, you are under the understanding that you are responsible for your own actions. I didn't make you buy X amount of rock salt in mod 14 to bring it over to mod 15. That was your choice. I presented the factual information, what you could have accomplished. Now, if you did that, like I said, you probably profited. You probably made a great deal of money. I personally made a great deal of money from that because I took it upon myself to farm it knowing that it was going to eventually get nerfed. Now, like I said, for the millionth time, we weren't expecting it as fast as they did it. And I actually applaud Cryptic Studios for their performance in actually fixing a mistake that should have never been in the game to begin with, right? This stuff should have never happened, period. Now, I don't want to get off track. I'm kind of rambling. But yeah, the hate mail, the hate messages, I'm used to that. It doesn't bother me. There's nothing anyone is going to say to me personally on the internet that is ever going to offend me. I come from a generation where I'm not these little Nancys nowadays that is going to cry because you hurt my internet feelings. Sorry, children. Good luck trying to ever threaten or, try to humiliate me or make me feel bad. Sorry, that's never going to happen. You can leave me all the messages you want, and I simply just giggle at them, and chances are I just make a video out of it and make you look like a bigger asshole. So, like I said, if you took the time and invested in this method, congratulations. Like I said, you probably profited. Now, I did say that I was going to prove to you guys some more factual information. So let's go ahead. We're going to jump online and open up the spreadsheet real quick. Alright guys, and here we are on the spreadsheet for the professions, all courtesy of Rainer, of course. We all love Rainer. The amount of work that he put into this is just amazing. He deserves all the credit that we can give him and so much more for this. But in particular, we're going to be looking at this column right here. These are all of the materials in the game currently for mod 15 that had this range of coffer donations, which is 1.6. So the rock salt is listed right here, and he hasn't updated it yet, but I'm sure he will. But the rock salt originally in mod 15, as we all know, was worth 1.6 guild marks per rock salt. Now, these are all the materials that are worth the same ratio. Now, the only thing that actually got nerfed on this list, surprising enough, is the actual rock salt. I tested this, and I will prove it in the game here momentarily. Now, the reason I think they only targeted the rock salt, obviously, is because the console community knew in advance that you could bring rock salt over from mod 14, whereas all of these other materials in this list, we did not have access to these to bring them over from mod 14, so the profit margins wouldn't be as high. But I just find it personally amusing that they went and only nerfed the actual rock salt out of this tier's list when all these other materials are still worth the old same amount of 1.6. Now, of course, you're looking at this list and you're like, oh man, Gar, I'm just going to go accumulate all those items now and blah, blah. No, 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 no. Listen, guys, this isn't worth it because the cost ratio just doesn't add up in the end. All of these new materials, they can be bought, but you have to buy them for gold. Now, if you have 200,000 gold sitting around and you drastically need the guild marks, well then sure, go for it. That's completely up to you. Again, I can only provide you guys with the factual information. What you do with that information is strictly upon yourselves. So, like I said, all of these items can be purchased off the auction house. They could be crafted. All of these are a common item for the most part. I just, like I said, personally found it interesting that they actually didn't nerf all of these tier groups. They only nerfed the one item that was actually the problem coming from mod 14, and maybe because of my video presentation on how to do it, maybe they called to action solely based on my video. I don't know. I don't know the logic behind it. So, looking at this, I'll verify it for you guys really quickly. Go ahead and just look at the list and then we'll jump back over into the game. Alright guys, and here we are in my stronghold and we're at the Mimic currently. I just want to verify and prove to you guys that the values have not changed. Now, I didn't buy all of the items, but I bought enough as a sample size to know for a fact that they did not adjust any of the other items in that tier group other than the rock salt. So I did buy about 80% of the items that are in that tier group, like I said, just as a sample test. So if we go down here and we look, 10 Nightshade, for example, 10 Nightshade equals 16 guild marks. So they did not nerf this. This is the same exact values as the rock salt was originally. So we can test that again. The linseed oil, again, 10 linseed oil would have given you 16 guild marks, and you could do the math. So if you times that by 1,000 and it goes up to 1,600, it's legitimately the same previous for the rock salt. It's the same ratio. So the only thing they nerfed out of that tier list is actually the rock salt. We can go down again, the deer antler, and there you go, guys. 10 deer antlers, 16 guild marks. The bronze plate, 10 of bronze plate, 16 guild marks. The simple index, the slit stone, the deer leather, it's all the same, guys. Linen cloth, iron rings. The ratios are completely the same. All they did was nerf the rock salt. And like I said, the reason behind that is my assumption of not only me pointing out the information, but the sheer fact that you could buy so much in mod 14 and then bring it to mod 15. We didn't have access to these other materials. Otherwise, I'm sure they would have adjusted these as well. Now, who's to say that they don't go ahead and nerf all these other materials as well? That's, up to the company, I mean, if someone wants to put the time in and actually farm linseed oil, I can't foresee the future. Now, earlier in the video here, I talked about how this isn't a big deal and you guys shouldn't be panicking, and I would prove that as well. I had people yesterday asking me, well, what do I do now with all this rock salt? Should I just sell it for vendor loot and take the money and take the loss? And I advise those people not to. And I'm going to explain here why. But if, for instance, that's what you personally want to do, this is up to each and every individual to make that own decision. Keep in mind, 999 rock salt equals about 3 gold. So if you need the gold, then go ahead and sell your rock salt. But if you are still needing guild marks, you could still do the same process. All this nerf realistically did was make the process actually a lot slower. yes, they nerfed the ratios, but I'm going to bring up a list here and show you guys and actually talk through why this isn't a big deal and you guys are just really overreacting. Yes, it's a nerf. You know, nerfs happen. It's going to happen. It's going to continue to happen. But as a player, you have to adjust to that. And the sad thing is like I said, you will still be able to profit from this. Even only if you have a little bit, you're still able to profit. So if you really want to vendor your rock salt for gold, be my guest. But I would advise against it, and I would continue to use the same method and still go for those guild marks. So let's go ahead and bring up this chart here. Now these are the factual equations. Now keep in mind that I did do some rounding here, just so you know numbers are hard and I don't want to confuse you guys. So this is strictly if you were coming from mod 14. If you're a brand new player, none of this it matters to you, okay? None of this is going to matter to you at all. This is strictly for the players that migrated from mod 14 over to mod 15. Now you're looking at this list, and the first thing we have listed is mod 14, 100 GM, which is going to be your guild marks. 100 guild marks was 5,000 rock salt. I made a whole video about it. The video will be in the description, and you can go back and watch that. So in mod 14, you could buy 5,000 rock salt for 100 guild marks. Now for mod 15, the pre-nerf mod 15 as we're going to call it, 1,000 rock salt equaled 1,600 guild marks. Okay? 5,000 rock salt equaled 8,000 guild marks. So in mod 14, if you were only paying 100 guild marks for 5,000 rock salt, and then when mod 15 came along, you were turning in that 5,000 rock salt for 8,000 guild marks, well, your profit margin was, you know, do the math, about, give or take, 7,900 guild marks. Yes, that's why this got nerfed. That's why this was such a big deal. But look at the post-nerf numbers, guys. 1,000 rock salt currently will yield you 200 guild marks. So 5,000 rock salt is going to equal 1,000 guild marks. So the post-nerf profit margin is 900 guild marks. Yes, it's not 7,900, but it is still profit. Like, the math is there, the information is there. The process is going to take you almost double the time now, but depending on how badly you want it and how much time you're willing to invest into it, you are still profiting. It's impossible not to profit. In mod 14, you paid 100 guild marks, right? For 5,000. Now that it's nerfed, you're going to turn that 5,000 in only for 1,000 guild marks. So you're gaining 1,000 guild marks, but you only spent 100 in the first place. So your margin, it's 900 guild marks profit margin. Like I said, yeah, it was a nerf, but it's still theoretically doable, and you're still profiting. So all of you guys that are panicking and crying and whining and boo fucking hooing everywhere, just step back, calm down, relax, look at the numbers, and it'll be okay. Now, if they nerf it for a second time, I can't control that. I can only present you guys with this information. Now, what you do with this information is solely upon you. I'm just telling you that you can still profit even post-nerf. So, it is what it is. Now, I know numbers are hard. Maybe some of you don't understand. So, I actually went ahead and made a small little graph as well. So, it's a 5K rock salt investment. In mod 14, you would spend 100 guild marks and you would get 5,000 rock salt. Once mod 15 launched, the pre-nerfed rock salt, you would turn in that 5K rock salt and you would gain 8,000 guild marks. And now the green bar is the post-nerf and where we're at currently. So your 5,000 rock salt is going to net you 1,000 guild marks. But remember, for those 5,000 rock salt investment in mod 14, you only spent 100 guild marks. It's a 900 guild mark profit margin still currently. Now, like I said, I cannot tell the future. If they want to nerf this again, I don't know how much more they can actually nerf it, because the overall ratio is 1 rock salt equals 0.2. They could nerf it to 0.1 and you're still going to profit. So that's the hilarious thing. There's only one other solution they can do, and we'll have to wait and see if they do actually do that. But yeah, guys, you need to stop panicking and just calm down, relax. It will be okay, I promise. The math is right here in front of you. I presented you with the factual information. It's not the same. Just like, unfortunately for us, PC got to take advantage of the charcoal. We did not get that luxury. We had rock salt. We had it for a week and a half. I applaud Cryptic's, performance. They nerfed the shit out of it very fast. I was under the impression that this would probably take a month, maybe even 2 months down the road before they got to this issue. But no, you know what? My hat's off to them. My real question is that if you can make bug fixes this fast within a week, why is the game in the state where it is now? Why can't you fix all the other bugs that are currently in the game? If you could do this within a week, then why can't you fix all the other bugs in the game? I don't know. Just saying. Just gonna throw that out there. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video, guys. I mean, yeah, the nerf is what it is, but I've presented you with the information. You can still profit from this. It's going to take you double the amount of time now. But if you drastically need those guild marks, then that's up to every individual. You can either take all you can take all that rock salt that you bought in mod 14 and either sell it to the vendor and then do something with the gold that you're going to make off of that. Or you and your friends could take a weekend, a Friday and a Saturday, grab some 6-packs, do the process. It's going to take you longer, but I'm guaranteeing you will still profit from the method. That's all I got to say about it, guys. It is what it is. We're going to have to wait and see what happens down the road with all the other stuff going on. This whole profession's overhaul, like I said in one of the previous videos, all of this could have been avoided. The simple fix would have been that they overhauled the profession system. They should have immediately removed every single old asset out of the game and started 100% new with all new assets. That would have just solved everything right off the bat. They wouldn't have had any of these problems. None of this stuff would have made it to live server. All the stuff that the QA testers missed, it wouldn't have mattered because it would have never existed. But they did it this way. This is how they chose how to do it. And of course, we found, numerous loopholes. That's what's going to happen when you introduce a brand new system. So it is what it is, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Make sure if you're new here, or if you just come around all the time and you're still not subscribing to me, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. I'm trying to pump those numbers up, baby. I'm trying to pump those numbers up. You want to leave a like on the video? You want to leave a dislike on the video? I really don't give a shit. That's up to you guys. I love you all. Once again, I am Garland, bringing you another sweet, sweet Neverwinter video. And I'm going to see you guys in the next one.